Welcome to Ocean Village Marina, where behind me here is the brand new Saxdor 270 GTO. Now, for those who don't know, Saxdor is a Finnish brand. They are built in Poland. They've got really striking twin-step hull designs, and they're also extremely good value. Now, this is their 27-foot model, as the name suggests. It comes with a variety of outboard engine options. This is the base one, the 225, and this all up starts at around about £89,000, including VAT. But you can also go up from there. Firstly, in terms of engine size, you can have a 300 horsepower engine, you can have a 350 horsepower engine, and obviously a load of extras too. So basic stats with the 225, it should do just under 40 knots. With the 300, it should be probably about 47 knots. And with the 350, nobody yet knows, but we should be, I would think, cracking on to 50 knots or more. So let's have a look around and let's see everything there is to know. So this has got the soft deck flooring on it, so it's nice and soft underfoot. We've got the ski pole option. Again, obviously a really good water sports boat. It's a perfect size. It shouldn't have too big a wake. Excellent for wakeboarding or skiing. There is a access hatch under here. There's no significant storage under here. That's just access to the bilges. But crucially, we have got the wet bar option. Now, for a 27-foot boat, that's pretty rare. So it's nice to see a proper wet bar here. And just have a quick look, show you exactly what you get. You can see we've got a twin ring burner. Now this is electric, so you do need the shore power to go with that. Obviously that's not going to work out at sea. You haven't got a generator on board, but there is talk of maybe fitting a diesel hob on there instead if you want to, because this has already got diesel heating on board. We've got a fridge under here, so you can pull that open. Got a fridge, and then obviously lots of storage, all really handy, and a small sink. So really good to see a proper wet bar facility on a boat of this size. Got a couple of cup holders here too, and also grab handles either side of it. So very nice to have those when you're moving around the boat. It's just you've always got somewhere to hang on to. Now the other thing to notice is that this T-top design, this hard top, is standard on the boat. Really nice and solid, sturdily built, so good structure there, helpful to hang on to. And then there's some good storage here too. We've got a couple of these lockers either side. You can see that is a full draining locker too. We've even got a plug in that one, but really handy to have those. You can put your fenders in there, your lines, and in fact over on this side you can see you've also got a cutout for the shore power, so that's where the shore power plugs into, and there's a little cutout for the cable too. Really like this glass transom in the back. That's really stylish way of doing it. Nice bit of teak top to it, but being see-through, it just means you get a nice view out the back of your sternwash. And these gates lift up and over and slot into place, and then you've got a really nice secure cockpit. That is another option. So there are quite a lot of options on this boat. It's really spec'd up. I think this is more like around about 130 something thousand pounds with all the options you see on it here. Now the reason that says diesel, that's not of course the engine, that is for the diesel heater that this boat is fitted with. So we've got speakers all around here with LED lighting too, and then a lovely seating area in the main cockpit. You've got 3 individual seats here. We've got the table open. It's also good to see it's got proper pull-out supports for that, so that holds it nice and secure, makes it firm. And then you've got a lovely 5-person dining area there. So let's put that back. Tuck that away. Now, under here you can see we have got access to a storage locker. I'm not going to show you that now, but trust me, there's a decent storage space under there for storing bits and bobs. Not quite big enough to take a ski. If you've got wakeboards and the like, you can get wakeboard racks to sit on the side of this hard top. So again, you have got somewhere to stow those. You can see the seats have got bolsters, and they will slide backwards and forwards to vary the legroom a bit. Helm itself, we've got an adjustable wheel. I can show you that, just use my knee to pull that up and down, but you can see that's fully adjustable. We've got the Mercury throttle here. You can see that's where the kill cord attaches onto. So I'm sure you've seen one of these before, but you clip that into the position there, lock that into place, and then that goes around your leg. And of course, if you do accidentally get bounced out of your seat, that will kill the engine, make sure that it stops and no harm gets done. Over on this side, we've got the trim tabs. Again, that's an option, but interesting to see this joystick version of it. Normally you have two little buttons and you have to adjust the trim. This makes a lot of sense. You can see if the wind is pushing you over one side or the other, you can correct any lean on the boat itself, as well as put the bow up or down to plant it into the waves or lift it up a bit. So very digital first dashboard. So you can see we've got the integrated Simrad system. This integrates with the Mercury vessel view system. So you can have all your engine controls up on this. You can have navigation. You can have access to all your fuel. You can pull up the instrumentation, or indeed the chart and navigation system, and you can have all the key engine information along here. We have got some actual physical buttons. This is for sort of key stuff you need to get to straight away: navigation light, anchor light, deck light, etc. And on this one we've also got an electronic anchor windlass, so I'm not going to push that now, but I'll show you the anchor in a minute. And then there's a nice little pocket for storing bits and bobs, putting your sunglasses, VHF radio, handheld, whatever, and a footrest for your feet down here. You can see there is also a fold down footrest for the Navigator 2. So moving on up to the bow. Whilst we're here, I wanted to point out these little glass inserts here. Very clever way of having a bit of a cutout in the bulwark, so you get a really nice view out through the side, but you've got the safety of a nice tall side deck, so you feel very nice and secure. You can see that is hip height, works very well. Wraparound screen to keep the driver and everybody in the cockpit nice and sheltered from the breeze. And then overhead, this hardtop, which has a canvas lining in it, but that is obviously waterproof. They are talking about doing a solid one, so it'll be interesting to see if they do that. And the other thing to notice is we've got skylight under the windscreen here that lets light down into the cabin, and we'll go and have a look in the cabin in a minute. But you can see on this side there is a walk around deck that takes you up to the bow. The other is not so much a walk around, but you have got steps up, so you can go up that way if you want to. But this is obviously the main intention, to come up this way. It's nice and deep. Got cleat amidships here and a grab rail all the way up into the bow area, and this has got the sun pad option up here, so you can see there's a really decent sunbathing space here. It's not quite full length, but I'm sure he won't mind. I should have taken my shoes off for this, that's a bit naughty, but you can see you can sit here really nicely and occupy that area. There's still a nice little backrest for your head. Windscreen wiper on the windscreen itself, and then if I just go up here on my knees, you can see we've got water and waste, because it has got a proper holding tank and an electric toilet down below. But you can also see in here, this is the anchor locker, and you can see that cleverly, because of that vertical bow, this has a sprung anchor system, so that when you release the tension on it, the anchor support folds out, and then the anchor rolls out off the top of that to keep that well away from that vertical bow. So very nice, cleverly thought out anchor system. Close that up. There we go. And there you can see we have got some cup holders behind here and another little deck hatch letting light in down below. So come back down. We've got this sliding perspex sort of smoke glass screen that gives access to the cabin. You can see there's a little retaining latch down there to hold that in place, and then come down into the cabin itself. And actually, for a 27-foot boat, that's not a bad cuddy cabin at all. You can see there is a full-length bed going under that foredeck area. We've got good sitting headroom here, plenty of room above me. Obviously there's not standing headroom, it's not big enough for that. And crucially, because of those skylights I pointed out earlier on, there's really good natural light down here. There's even some coming through here. We've also got artificial lighting. You can see really nice recessed LED all the way around there. And in fact, if you take off that sunbed cushion from the foredeck, you've got yet more natural light coming in through there. So quite a comfortable bed. Got decent cushions all around it. We've got fully lined sides. We've got little reading lights, and in fact you can even have them in night vision mode. Not quite sure you'd need that down here. We've got a carbon monoxide sensor. Handy little sink here. You can see that's got a cover, it goes in there. A little bit of storage underneath. And then here is the heads. You can see there's a proper electric toilet with a holding tank, electric flush. Very much part of the cabin. There's not room to have a separate heads compartment, but nevertheless, it's very good to have a useful heads on board. Just access the shut-off valve for the toilet, and that is the breaker panel for all the electrics on board. You can see that's the Webasto heating control, so I mentioned that diesel heating earlier on, and again lots of natural light coming in through this side deck too. So for a 27-foot boat, that is really not a bad cabin at all. So let's get back out, have one last look at the lines of the boat. There we go. We'll go up and have a look at that vertical bow I mentioned early on. It's actually beyond vertical, it's actually slightly protruding, and you can see how the anchor literally moves up right up tight to the bow itself and almost wraps itself around. But twin step hull gives really good handling, really efficient running, and as I mentioned earlier, some impressive speeds. So there you go, that is the new Saxdor 270 GTO. Prices from £89,000 including VAT, and the 225 horsepower engine. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. We look forward to seeing you on the next one.